We are kicking things off right now with a look at the growing landscape of legal products in North Carolina. Downtown Greensboro has been buzzing this weekend with a massive cannabis crawl, where attendees explored THC-infused drinks and gummies at spots like Chandler's and Little Brother Brewing. But here is the big question. What exactly is legal? We dive into how hemp-derived products are navigating the rules, and why this movement is shaking up the state's approach to cannabis right now.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
Next up, we get an inside look at the political maneuvering happening behind the scenes. North Carolina lawmakers are gearing up for a crucial legislative session starting April 21st, and we break down what is on the agenda as they prepare to tackle major policy decisions. Find out what changes are being debated and how this session could reshape the future of cannabis regulation in the state. Switching gears completely, let's talk weather. A significant shift is happening across the Carolinas and Virginia as a dominant ridge of high pressure finally breaks apart. We are tracking the cold front that is bringing a much cooler air mass, bringing breezy days, potential frost risks in the mountains, and what that means for your plans this week. Stay tuned for the full forecast details. And finally, we're heading to Asheville for some community fun. Downtown After 5 has returned to Pack Square Park, bringing back the music, the food trucks, and over 30 vendors for what promises to be an incredible season. From Joshua Hield's hot dogs to the expanded kids zone, we cover all the details of this massive community event. Don't miss the rest of the news. Stay with us. Greensboro, North Carolina is seeing increased public interest and activity surrounding hemp-derived THC products, as the state continues to weigh its future cannabis regulations. A recent weekend featured a popular cannabis crawl downtown, where attendees sampled THC-infused drinks, gummies, and other products offered by local establishments such as Chandler's, Little Brother Brewing, and Gray's Tavern. It is important to note that the products sampled are derived from hemp, which is legally permissible under federal law if it contains less than 0.3% Delta-9 THC by weight. This legal framework allows for the creation of products using hemp-derived cannabinoids, including Delta-8 and hemp-derived Delta-9, which can still produce intoxicating effects. Local business owner Neava Davis expressed optimism about the trend, suggesting it signals positive growth and progress in Greensboro. However, marijuana remains illegal in North Carolina. A recent interim report from the North Carolina Advisory Council on Cannabis has raised significant concerns about the current regulatory landscape. The report characterizes the market for hemp-derived THC products as having grown rapidly without consistent statewide rules, labeling the current situation a Wild West, where North Carolina operates in a space that is neither true prohibition nor meaningful regulation. The report also noted that widespread use persists, estimating that North Carolinians spent approximately $3 billion on illegal marijuana in 2022, indicating that hemp products have not entirely supplanted traditional use. The Advisory Council did not propose a single solution, but outlined potential paths for lawmakers, suggesting options such as imposing stricter rules on hemp products or establishing a regulated adult-use cannabis market. Attendees at the event also emphasized the need for controls, with some suggesting that legalization should include limitations, such as age restrictions, to prevent young teens from accessing these products. Governor Josh Stein has publicly echoed these concerns, describing the current system as the Wild West, and asserting that the state requires a safe, legal, and well-regulated market for adults. While hemp-derived THC products currently remain legal, the regulatory environment is fluid. The report points to an upcoming federal update scheduled for November 2026 that is set to tighten the definition of hemp, a development that could potentially restrict many of the products currently available to consumers. North Carolina lawmakers are finalizing preparations as the state gears up for the upcoming legislative session, which is set to commence on April 21. The session marks the beginning of a critical period for state governance, as representatives will convene to debate and vote on legislation shaping the future of the state. Lawmakers are reportedly engaged in the final stages of readiness, ensuring all necessary procedural and substantive matters are in place before the session officially kicks off next month. This preparatory phase is essential for setting the agenda and addressing the priorities that will guide the legislative body throughout the session. North Carolina and Virginia are bracing for a cooler start to the workweek as a dominant high-pressure ridge that fueled the recent heat wave weakens. A surface cold front is set to bring a cooler air mass into the region on Sunday. While there is a chance of light, spotty rain early Sunday, rainfall totals are expected to be light, with some areas potentially experiencing no precipitation. Following this, the forecast calls for a few days of typical April temperatures before another warming trend begins. A wind advisory is in effect for communities along the Blue Ridge Parkway on Sunday through 4 p.m., with wind gusts expected to increase as the cold front moves through on Sunday morning. The forecast anticipates breezy conditions through Monday, characterized by low humidity and plenty of sunshine. Temperatures could drop into the 40s and upper 30s on Monday morning. Sustained wind speeds above 5 miles per hour are expected to help delay frost and freeze concerns. As winds subside under clear skies on Tuesday morning, freezing temperatures may pose a threat to spring blooms in the mountains, and patchy frost remains a risk for the foothills and the Piedmont triad on Monday. Asheville, North Carolina. The highly anticipated opening night of this year's Downtown After 5 event concluded successfully on Friday, April 17, attracting significant crowds to Pack Square Park. Organizers announced enhancements for the event, including an increased number of vendors occupying space near the park and an expanded children's zone. Downtown After 5, a long-running series spanning nearly 4 decades, is renowned for its vibrant atmosphere, featuring live music, diverse food options, and over 30 vendors and food trucks. The festivities typically commence at 5 p.m. and run until 9 p.m., with many concerts offered free of charge. Joshua Heald, a hot dog vendor participating in the event for his 5th season, highlighted his journey, noting that he transitioned from working in local restaurants for the last 25 years to launching his own venture. Heald mentioned that some of his menu items incorporate local references, including a nod to the Tar Heel state. He also shared that his business provides unique local products, such as Bright Leaf from Smithfield, North Carolina, claiming to be one of the few vendors west of Greensboro offering it. The event continues to be a key community gathering in Asheville.